In 1963, a prank at the set of The Andy Griffith Show went extraordinarily wrong. Cast members burst into Andy Griffith's hotel room and stuck him in bed with a co-famous person. CBS executives panicked. Sponsors threatened to tug tens of millions in advertising. Mystery meetings were held to decide the display's destiny. America's maximum-liked small-town sheriff turned into sincerely a cheating husband, and what befell subsequent nearly ended The Andy Griffith Show. Sheldon Leonard have been in the commercial enterprise for years. He knew talent with, and he noticed it. Inside the 1950s, he watched Andy Griffith carry out In No Time for Sergeants on Broadway. That second changed the entirety of Griffith's performance on the show, as Andy remains a favorite of Terrio's. Adorable country boy drafted into the Navy, his humor felt handy, and his allure pulled the audience in. Leonard noticed something special. He failed to simply see a top-notch actor. He noticed a suitable lead for a TV show. That idea became The Andy Griffith Show. Leonard later referred to as it one of the most crucial decisions of his career. He changed into proper. Whilst the display aired, Griffith's portrayal of Sheriff Andy Taylor related with audiences in a way few characters ever had. His warmth, humor, and down-to-earth understanding made Mayberry feel like domestic. However, before the display were given the inexperienced light, CBS wished evidence that Griffith could carry a series. On February 15th, 1960, an episode of The Danny Thomas Show, titled Danny Meets Andy Griffith, brought Sheriff Andy Taylor to audiences. Within the episode, Danny Williams, played by using Danny Thomas, gets pulled over for dashing in Mayberry. Andy Taylor is more than just a sheriff. He's also the Justice of the 34 peace and the editor of the town's newspaper. The episode gave viewers a glimpse of Mayberry, however. A few details had been exceptional. Andy's person was greater, exaggerated, leaning into small-town stereotypes. Frances Bavier, who later played Aunt Bee, regarded as an extraordinary person named Henrietta Perkins. This wasn't only a creative check, it changed into a smart enterprise. Circulate by means of Sheldon Leonard, the backdoor pilot, allows CBS gauge target market interest without spending extra cash on a modern collection. The response become precisely what they hoped for. CBS's Seeps and their key sponsor, General Foods, have been convinced they gave the display the legitimate green mild in the early 1960s. Company sponsors had a large impact on TV. General Foods did not just approve of the show, they fully sponsored it. After looking the pilot, they immediately committed to sponsoring The Andy Griffith Show. The Andy Griffith Show, that decision made the whole lot easier. CBS now had the investment and self-belief to push forward. On October 3rd, 1960, The Andy Griffith Show premiered. One of the smartest picks Leonard and Griffith made turned into the placing. Mayberry wasn't only a small town, it was timeless, despite the fact that the show aired within the 1960s. It felt just like the 1930s or 1940s. There have been no references to the Cold Battle or civil rights movements that changed into intentional. Leonard and Griffith desired Mayberry to be and get away. Whilst The Andy Griffith Show first aired in 1960, Andy Griffith wasn't entirely snug along with his position function. He had simply performed Will Stockdale, a bumbling, however, an adorable United States boy in No Time for Sergeants, and he didn't want to be typecast as a simple-minded bumpkin. Early on, his portrayal of Sheriff Andy Taylor leaned closely into exaggerated Southern charm, massive smiles, an overly keen mindset, and a comic strength that felt more like one of his degree monologues than a fully developed man or woman. However, Griffith quickly realized that this method wouldn't paint his long time. With the aid of the second season, he shifted his overall performance. Rather than gambling for laughs, he have become the consistent stage-headed center of Mayberry. He let the supporting cast deal with the comedy at the same time as he performed the immediately guide. This change wasn't just about acting. It reshaped the show's whole structure in maximum sitcoms of the generation. The lead man or woman created chaos in I Love Lucy. Lucy's antics drove the tale, but The Andy Griffith Show flipped that dynamic. It turned into the supporting cast, particularly Don Knott as Barney Fee, who brought the humor at the same time as Andy Taylor, have become the smart and patient problem solver. One among the largest surprises in the display's improvement was Don Knott's role as Barney F. Initially, there was no plan for a permanent deputy, But while 9 knots read for a one-episode component, his chemistry with Griffith become plain. Producer Sheldon Leonard at once provided him a 12 months agreement. That choice modified the display's complete dynamic. Some other casting choice that got here with its personal demanding situations turned into Frances Bavier as Aunt B. Andy Griffith didn't to begin with want her for the role. Sheldon Leonard made the decision. Bavier became a skilled actress. However, her critical professional demeanor clashed with Griffith's easygoing personality. Meanwhile, the search for Opie Taylor introduced a one-of-a-kind kind of task. Over 500 child actors auditioned for the role. However, 12 months antique Ron Howard stood out. Producer Sheldon Leonard noticed him in an episode of General Electric Theater and became struck through his herbal appeal at the time. Howard became really committed to any other display, but while that pilot failed to get picked up, he joined the Andy Griffith Show to begin with. Opie become purported to be like many TV kids of the technology, mischievous and full of wisecracks. However, Ron Howard's father suggested an exclusive approach. He advised Ron to play Opie as respectful and honest, which made him stick out from different infant roles on television. The choice paid off. Opie's courting along with his father have become one of the most touching components of the display, including warm temperature that balanced the humor. Howard grew up on set, spending 8 years on the display from 1960 to 1968. By the point it ended, he was already thinking about his destiny as a filmmaker at 15. He started out experimenting with top-notch 8 cameras, laying the groundwork for a directing career that might later convey him Oscars. Even today, Howard credited his time on The Andy Griffith Show as one of the maximum vital impacts on his profession, each as an actor and a storyteller. While The Andy Griffith Show premiered on October 3rd, 1960, it changed into an immediate hit in its very first season. It became the primary sitcom in America and ranked 4th normal in Nealon scores. That kind of success changed into rare for a new display, in particular in a time while TV became ruled by using giants like Gunsmoke and The Ed Sullivan Show. But The Andy Griffith Show had something special. It wasn't just humorous, it felt actual. It gave viewers a small-town international that was warm, familiar, and really worth journeying each week. The first season ran for 32 episodes from October 1, 960 to May 1, 9,961, pulling in a median rating of 27. Thousands and thousands of people tuned in each week to visit Mayberry, a fictional city in North Carolina that felt like home on the center of it all. Become Sheriff Andy Taylor played through Andy Griffith, a relaxed and clever man who saved order with persistence and common sense. His deputy Barney F., played via Don Knotts, brought the laughs along with his over-the-pinnacle enthusiasm. Similar to those from the show Line the Road, song parades and special occasions bring the arena of Mayberry to life. One in all the larger sites is the Mayberry Days Parade. Lovers and performers march through city waving to the crowds at the same time as dressed as classic characters. The Andy Griffith Museum offers a more in-depth study. The show's records with unique props and memorabilia, which include items donated by way of Don Knotts on the historic Earl Theater. Fanatics can watch antique episodes at the large display screen just like within the 60s over at the Blackman Amphitheater. Stay bluegrass bands keep the song going. What makes Mayberry Days sincerely special is the manner the complete city joins in. Shops sell Mayberry-themed souvenirs. Eating places serve dishes inspired by using the display impersonators. Wander the streets, chatting with visitors. They simply walked out of an episode for enthusiasts. It's no longer just a competition. It is a hazard to step within the international of Maybe. The Andy Griffith Show failed to simply win over audiences. It received awards, lots of them, for the duration of its run, from 1960 to 1968. The show earned 6 High Time Emmy Awards. 5 of those went to Don Knotts for his position as Barney F., making him one of the most offered comedic actors in TV history. In 1967, Frances Bavier, who played Aunt B, gained an Emmy for Outstanding Helping Actress. Noticeably, the display itself by no means gained an Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series, although it was nominated more than 1 time. However, its legacy handicreek more potent after it ended. Inside the early 2000s, it gained TV Land Awards, which includes Unmarried Dad of the Year for Andy Taylor, 2511, and favorite second banana for Barney Effett, who was inducted into the Net Movie and TV Affiliations TV Hall of Fame in 2006 and once more in 2021. Critics have additionally recognized the display's lasting impact. In 2002, TV Guide ranked it 9th on its listing of the 50 exceptional suggests of all-time. Episodes like Opie the Birdman are still praised as a number of the greatest moments in television history.